Well, hello everyone. Today I'm at Walltown in Hadrian's Wall Country in the Northumberland National Park, and I'm here for two reasons. The first is just to have some fun. I think as photographers, we sometimes forget to have fun, that we get so wrapped up in having particular images in mind, things that we really want to shoot. And I think just every so often it's good to come out without any sort of preconceptions, perhaps to a familiar location like this is to me. I've been here countless times. Yeah, and just stretch those creative muscles, see what happens. If something happens, that's great. If it doesn't really matter. I think it's just important just to come out, yeah, and see what happens, see what transpires. The second reason is that this is one of my favourite spots in the national park, and I really just want to share it with everyone. I'd like more people to know about this area. This is a great spot because it's very varied. This area used to be an active quarry, which I believe sort of shut in the 1970s. So there's been plenty of time for everything to soften and naturalise. So where I'm standing now, it's deciduous woodland. But later, particularly if the sun comes out, I'm going to go up to Walltown Crags, which is where the main stretch of Hadrian's Wall is in this area. And it's fantastic. I mean, it's actually quite high in places. And I think it's probably one of the best stretches of Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, if not along the entire length. So there's that. But first of all, I'm going to explore around the lake area, see what's here. I heard some very noisy ducks before, so that's a possibility. I brought my long lens with me, so some wildlife photography could happen. But otherwise, there's some nice autumnal colour coming out, and I think the sun may even be about to make an appearance. So I'm going to scurry around now and see what's what. So I'll see you in a few minutes where we'll start the first session. Well, I've only gone about 50 metres, but I think I've spotted a few things here. There's some, the autumn colour isn't quite strong yet. It's not at its best. We're still in the first half of October, so there's still a few more weeks yet. But even so, I think there's enough colour here, and there's quite a nice bit of sky behind. I'm going to shoot wide open with a telephoto lens. I'm hopefully going to get some nice out of focus highlights behind the leaves, get them nicely backlit, and if it works, I'll pop it on screen now, and then I'll see you at the next location. Well, I'm at the lake now, and the sun keeps sort of popping in and out. The clouds are sort of scudding through quite quickly. So I'm actually slightly optimistic that there's going to be some nice light on the crags later. For the moment though, I have my 100 to 400mm lens on my camera, which is a Micro Four Thirds camera, an Olympus OM1. So that equates to roughly 200 to 800mm in full frame terms. And I put that on for a few reasons. The first is that there are a few ducks and other wildfowl sort of swimming around, so I'm hoping that I could shoot some of those. But also there's an island on the lake on which grow some trees, which are starting to turn sort of nicely autumnal, and there's some nice reflections in the water below the trees, so that's a possibility. I might go a bit arty and shoot some abstract shots, either use out of focus or long exposure, just to kind of really soften the reflections and to soften the colours, which could work. You never know. Again, I'm optimistic about these things. If they do work, I'll pop them on the screen after this. Once you've seen those, we're going to head up to Walltown Crags, following a path which sort of winds its way up to the top of the crags. From there, you get some really good views of Hadrian's Wall. There's a really nice stretch of the wall which just follows the contours of the land, which I think is particularly attractive. It's not that clear today, so I'm not confident about some views across from the crags, but we'll see. Again, optimism is the best policy when it comes to landscape photography, and I am eternally optimistic. But for now though, I'm going to get shooting, and yep, I'll put the photos on the screen after this. I'm on the path now to Walltown Crags. The ducks didn't play ball at the last spot, and I did go a bit off-piste with my photography, as I'm sure you've seen. But I thought I'd talk about inspiration. Now, I think I do look at a lot of photography, a lot of work by other photographers, but I think it's important to also look at other art forms, such as paintings and movies. And I was trying to think of a Roman-themed movie that I could recommend, and there are lots of them, it has to be said, lots from the 1950s particularly, things like Spartacus, as well as Ridley Scott's Gladiator. But what I'm going to recommend, and I have to admit it's not for everyone, the humour isn't for everyone, is The Life of Brian, largely because of Terry Gilliam, who art directed the movie, and I'm a really big fan of Terry Gilliam's work. Particularly his use of light, and also wide-angle lenses. And once you spot what he's doing, it's fascinating. He uses wide-angle lenses to distort space, particularly people's features, often to grotesque effect. So yeah, my one recommendation is The Life of Brian. If the humour's not for you, try Time Bandits, Brazil, or 12 Monkeys. That's a particularly good one. The Fisher King is excellent. So yeah, Terry Gilliam. Try the movie to Terry Gilliam. But the path is getting quite steep now. I'm starting to breathe quite heavily. So I'm going to stop there, carry on up, and I'll see you at the top. Okay? I just thought I'd stop briefly here for a few seconds, mainly to get my breath back, it has to be said, but also what a fantastic view. The trees really are starting to look autumnal from this viewpoint, so I might take a shot. If I do, I'll pop that on screen after this, but the sun is sort of threatening to come out, and I've got another shot in mind, just a few minutes walk up the hill, so I'll take you up there after this, and I'll show you what I have in mind. I've had a shot with these two trees in mind for a while now, which does go against the thing I said before about coming here with no preconceptions, but it's my video, so I can do what I like. What really attracts me to these two trees is the fact that the sort of shape mirrors each other. There's a wonderful sort of sinuous S-curve to them, which I think is really attractive. So I'm going to get the shot set up and then wait for the sun. Fingers crossed that it comes out. Yeah, go on then. We'll get set up and we'll see what happens. Well, the sun came out, which is fantastic. In fact, it's come out again. I'm using a long exposure, 4 seconds at f9, using the camera's built-in ND filter, as well as a polarizer just to deepen the blue of the sky behind the tree, as well as a 3-stop grad. And I'm only using the grad part, so that's adding to the filtration. I'm not gradding the sky in any way. And I'm hoping the long exposure will soften the movement of the tree. The branches above are moving about in quite a stiff breeze here, so I'm hoping that's going to nicely soften, as well as sort of softening the movement of the clouds in the sky behind. We'll see. If it works, I'll pop it on screen, and then I'll see you at the next location. In many ways, I'm here at completely the wrong time of year for Hadrian's Wall. The wall generally runs from east to west, from Newcastle to Carlisle essentially. But because it's autumn, the sun is also rising in the east and setting in the west, which means that the north and south face of the wall, the interesting side, doesn't really get lit at either end of the day. For me, the best time of year, or the best times of year, are summertime and wintertime. In the summertime, the sun rises in the northeast and sets in the northwest, so therefore the north face of the wall gets lit first thing and last thing at night. In the winter, the sun rises in the southeast and sets in the southwest, so that means that the south face gets lit at either end of the day. But I'm going to persevere, though it has to be said that the cloud is sort of clagged in. There are no immediate gaps that I can see for the sun to drop into, so I suspect I'm not going to get much light or much direct light from now on. But there is some nice light over on the Pennines, over in the south there, and I'll just swing the camera around. So I might do some long lens shots to finish off. Whatever happens, I'll put whatever I shoot on screen after this, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, my ability to weather forecast is terrible. I thought the cloud had set in for the evening, but actually there's been a few brief bursts of direct light on the landscape, which has been fantastic. So I spent the past 10 minutes sort of running around panicking, trying to get as many shots as I could before the light went again. If it's worked, I'll put them on screen after this, but otherwise I'll call it a night. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do share, like or subscribe, and I hope to see you for the next one. Goodbye.